Morning, everyone. It's day 2 here. One thing that's kind of weird, I don't know what time it is. My phone, my company phone, says that it's 8:20 in the morning, but my watch says 7:20 and my Verizon phone says 7:20. So it's kind of weird. I don't know why one of these phones would have changed time in the middle of it. So I'm guessing it probably is 8:20 because I woke up at 5 this morning. At least that's what my watch said. And it was completely light out. I mean, seemed a little early for it to be completely light out. But we'll go with 20 after 8 because that's what it feels like. Got some pretty good sleep. I am in no way, shape, or form an early riser. I'm not an ER. There's only one ER. I'm an LR. I'm a late riser. When I was on the AT, I typically would get up right around 7 o'clock. Maybe 6:30, and be on the trail average time 7:30 to 8. Now I'm probably not gonna be on the trail till about 9 o'clock, and it feels great. It feels great not having the pressure of having to be up by a certain time and getting on the trail. The storm passed us last night. I don't think it ever even sprinkled, which was good. Did hear something in the woods. Woke up last night. I think it was like a deer or something. Those things happen all the time. But I ended up having to grab something to eat at about midnight because I woke up and I was starving. I had dinner right before I got picked up with Harriet in Grand Marais, which would have been about 5:30 p.m. And I just snacked on something, but didn't think I would need to eat anything else. But man, was I starving! So I had to have a peanut butter and jelly tortilla with my iconic nacho cheese Doritos. So excited for the day. I got my GPS Garmin Fenix 3 all charged up, so I'm actually going to use this today for mileage, so I know exactly where I'm at and have a better kind of idea. But yeah, it should be a good day. We're just going to do whatever mileage we end up doing. We're going to stop whenever we feel like it. We're going to just have a great time. So we'll see where it takes us to. And then tomorrow we'll wrap up this 52-mile stretch of the first section of the trail. But anyway, excited for the day. And I know we're going to hit a few lakes today and a few overlooks and vistas. So should be a great day. So let's get packed up here, have some breakfast, got to filter a little bit of water, and then we will be on the trail. See you then.
So I just wanted to show you guys something. I told you that when I thru-hike the Appalachian Trail, from a standpoint of gear, what I do differently is bring an extra pair of socks, boxer briefs, and shirt. And I would just rotate 2 of those 3 each day while I was hiking, because a lot of times there was just too much humidity in the air and I was not able to get my stuff dry. And especially when you wake up in a 35, 40, 45 degree morning, putting on that wet, cold stuff just really was a difficult thing. I mean, it really derailed my morale. So anyway, so this is what I'm doing here. This is my REI lightweight towel. I brought this with me on the AT last year, and I usually would always have this lashed to my lashings here on the pack, because I would use this all the time. Whether it's wiping something off, or after I get done brushing my teeth and wiping off my mouth and the toothpaste, all that kind of stuff. So this always stayed here, but it has, I don't know if you can see, but it's got a clip that clips around the lashing. Well, what I did is I just put the clip through my shirt and through my boxer briefs, so that I don't lose those by just strapping them to my lashings. So just to give a little extra support on that. So that's what I'm doing to dry out my stuff. And then just on the other side here, I got my socks that I'm drying out. So anyway, just wanted to show you that. We're going to get on the trail. Let's go. Take a little walk here. I am only about a mile, no, not even a mile in today. One thing I wanted to mention, so if you are getting ready for a big hike, I've already talked about the importance of doing like pre-hikes and things like that. And you know, cutting weight, the lighter that you are, better chances you have. But there's a difference between being too light and sacrificing safety and probably some comfortability. It really depends on the person. But when you're doing pre-hikes, I encourage you to kind of do a little bit of the opposite. Be a little more heavy, and I'll tell you why. So during my pre-hikes, they are great times for me to test out gear. So I'm going to bring a lot of stuff that I'm trying to figure out if it's something that I want to have on the trail or something I don't need. Now, in addition to that, whatever you think your goal is for a base weight, you know, add in your food and water. So let's just say that your goal is to sport maybe like a 20-pound total weight. So 20 pounds, including base weight, food, water. Well, on pre-hikes, I'd probably carry about 25 pounds. Just to give you a feel of what that feels like and toughen you up a little bit. So right now, I brought a lot of stuff with me, and I tried to replicate the weight I'm going to have during my FKT. Now, during my FKT, since I'm doing it alpine style, which basically means it's unsupported, and I cannot do any food drops, I can't do any resupplies. Whatever I start with, that's it. Well, my base weight that I'm trying to get to is going to be below 8 pounds. And when you add in all the food that I need for, 8 days, I'm trying to do it in 7, but we'll say 8 days, I'm going to be somewhere in that, low 20 range. We'll just say 23 pounds or something. So I probably have my weight in my pack right now at 25 pounds, 26 pounds. During these pre-hikes, when you're out here just figuring some things out for a couple days, it's not going to be the end of the world if you have some extra weight on you. It's going to be better for you just to get a feel for it. I truly believe that in order for you to understand the mental sides of the hike, obviously there's a difference between being on the trail for a week and being on the trail for 6 months, okay? However, you have to understand, what is it going to feel like physically? And if you are going out doing these pre-hikes and having an unrealistic approach to what your pack weight is, you're really not going to feel and experience what you might on the trail. And that's why I think maybe be a little more heavy on the pre-hikes and understand what that weight feels like, so that you can understand, after doing a 15-mile day with having 25 pounds, 30 pounds on your back, how does that feel? So you have the physical part, but then you have the mental part. So how are you going to mentally handle that? So you replicate that feeling doing this day after day after day after day after day on the trail. And you might be able to get a sense of what to expect a little bit on the mental side. Because as many of you know and heard, the mental piece of the hike is way more difficult than the physical part, I promise you. So yeah, to know what you have to go through mentally, you have to go through it physically, and how to persevere through that mentally. So anyway, that's my segment of the day. All right, so we just came to the sign here, and we are 8.7 miles from the very start of, or maybe it's 8.9, I guess. And I'm 1.4 in, so that means my Minnesota math tells me We went 7.5 miles yesterday, which is about what I thought. I said somewhere between 7 and 8. Makes sense. So, all right, well, not a bad start for only having a couple hours of daylight. A couple hundred yards down, and we got some more to look at. So, see where the clouds are? That's Lake Superior. You can't see it, but it's there. So we saw this a ways back on the hellacious view. It would be really, really special if we could see a moose down there. It's been a while since I've seen a moose. Which the last time that was when I was in the Boundary Waters, which is my favorite place to go in the world. I'm going to be taking you guys there because we have a trip planned in July, a 4-day canoe trip. I cannot wait to show you guys my favorite special place. And let's see if you can see this here. There's a house, there's a little cabin down there. I don't know if you can see it. It is right over there. And that's Lake Superior. Hellacious Overlook. Well, this is the Hellacious Overlook. I love Minnesota. Can you imagine what it looked like here in the fall? With all the color changes? Originally, I was gonna hike this in the fall, but then the JMT happened. Yeah. All right, so we are, I believe, we're 13.8 miles in on the trip so far and 6.3 miles in on the hike today. I actually had a group of maintainers that are actually just up here doing some maintenance, so we'll get them on camera just to say thank you if they're cool with that. But we got a chance to go to Devil's Kettle today, which is cool. Devil's Kettle is an area of the trail that water disappears. It goes down into the ground and no one knows where the water goes. They've tried to put some sort of tracking devices to try to figure out where it goes, thinking that it goes and just flows into Lake Superior, but it doesn't. So it's kind of a mystery. So it's called Devil's Kettle. Hey guys, so I'm here on the Superior hiking trail, and what's the trailhead that's over here you guys came from? There's a parking lot or something. Well, I showed the sign, but anyway, we have 6 folks over here that are dedicating their time to help maintain the trail, and I just wanted to say thank you all for everything you guys do. It's amazing. So thank you very, very much. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Ugh. Yeah. There's just some spots of this trail that is just all mud and muck. I don't know if this will dry up by the time I go. All depends on how wet the summer is, but if it's not, I'll just be trudging right through it. So I'm trying this out. I mentioned this in my trekking pole video. We're trying to save my tips because I broke so many of them with putting the big baskets on here, but it's not really working great. The reason why, it gets caught on a lot of stuff, which someone commented about that, so that's exactly what, which is annoying. But then I'm not gonna be able to show this and turn this. Maybe I can. Let me stop for a second. But what happens, it's not gonna show it here because I've been kicking it off, but dirt and muck get caught underneath the basket and just clumps up. Before you know it, my trekking poles feel like they're like a half a pound heavier. So I have to keep on knocking it off And then the last thing that sucks about it is when I am going through some of this mud murky crap, when I pull the trekking pole out of it, the basket's so big it takes a heaping mounds of mud and just throws them against the back of my legs and my shoe and all that. So I don't think that my theory proves to be very practical. So I'll be probably switching back to the smaller baskets. Oh well. We are at Carlson Pond here. It's like a little dock. You call it a dock, but it's beautiful. It's relaxing. So I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to enjoy some lunch. Probably about 9.5 miles in the day so far. So, but with my late start, it's lunchtime, I'm hungry, and no need for me to rush.
Well, as you can see, I have the patches on, and I came down here to Carlson Lake to have lunch, and there was probably about 25 gnats blowing or buzzing around my head. So I put one on each side of my arms, one on my neck, and then just one on my sock. And my first impression is, I mean, not bad. So they just smell like citronella. And I mean, they're not like the most stylish things to look like, or to look at, excuse me. Right? They do match my shirt though, so give that a plus. But so far, yeah, they're working because I have not had any bugs around my head since I put these on. So we'll test them once we get into the more dense areas of the mosquitoes and the gnats. But first test, passed.
So we've been on this dog sled road here. There's a sign that said caution, dog sled practice area. But it has been flat. There's been a little climb, but other than that, it's just been flat. And I tell you what, after hiking the AT last year, you really appreciate flat. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to expect any of those right now. Well, we are just afternoon, 13.4 or so miles in on the day. We should be at Devil's Kettle in about 7 miles. And the last 8 miles, we've only had to ascend about 700 feet of elevation. So that just don't happen on the AT. But it's enjoyable. It's getting a little hot. It's nice when we get this little cool breeze that just hit me right now, but I don't know what temperature it is, but the high was supposed to be like 54 when I looked at it a couple days ago, and it's definitely not 54. It's like 74 maybe, but makes me wonder how hot it's gonna be when I do this at the end of July. Oh, I might have to jump in Lake Superior or something to cool off when I hit it. But so far, doing good. We're over 20 miles in. Alright, Devil's Kettle. Hopefully they get shot here. Before, if I remember correctly, it's somewhere down in there. I don't really remember, but it is rough. Woo! right? Kettle Falls. If I remember correctly, there's some sort of opening somewhere that the water goes into. Not all of it, of course, but they don't know where it goes. I think it's hard to see that right now because it's so strong. It's pretty though, isn't it? It's a beast. This is why we do this. This is why we do this. Slip in there, man. Woo. Bottom of the falls. I don't want to slip in here. Nice little mist right here. Perfect spot. Feels good. 76, 70, 71, 72, 74, 76, 176 stairs. Whew. Yeah, I remember those stairs last time I was here. Now, that's less than 1/3 of what the approach trail going up to Yamacola Falls is, but 175. So I guess we will get the chance to do Lake Superior Lake Walk. I thought that was further down. Nice, I'm really excited about that. Well, we are just about a mile past Devil's Kettle, and I still have yet to have any reliable cell phone service to upload any pictures or do any updates or anything like that. So, but I have had a time where I was able to make a phone call, but that's about it. Oh well. Life goes on. Here's the map that I forgot. Now I will have something to work on. Alright, so filling up the air mattress right now. I'm actually going to time it this time so I can show you guys how long it takes to fill up, but that's all it is. You just open it up and it starts. You pull out the rubber nose, throw it around your air nozzle there, and then just leave it be. But I'll let you guys know how long it ends up taking. Alright guys, so made it to camp. We are, I think I did about 25 miles today, and I'm actually, what's the name of this camp, do you guys know? North Brule. So met a few of these guys. They're great. We just been kind of chatting here the last couple hours. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yep, I'm Joey. I'm Ty.
Reed, awesome. And you guys are from St. Cloud, right?
I'm from
right around that area.
These two are from Minneapolis.
Minneapolis,
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
So ran into them on the trail. They're just doing a section hike like me, and yeah, we're just kind of talking about all kinds of different things. So, but yeah, it's I mean, it's been beautiful weather so far. I am just a little exhausted. I did 25 miles today, and I think I ended about 6 o'clock, but I didn't start till 9. But it was I don't know. It was kind of a different day for me. So I think I just didn't eat enough, and I wasn't really rested well with all of the things since trail days. So I'm gonna get some good sleep tonight, and then hit it tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with these guys here, and then have a good night, and then start early tomorrow and be in Grand Marais by 2 o'clock, I hope. All right, guys. Cheers to you guys. Happy trails, and we will see you guys in my last video of the night, guys. So I'll see you tomorrow.